Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi guys, how are you? My name is Fitri Maulidia Hayati. My student number is 028. In this occasion, I and my partner Tini Hakiki will do a critical analysis on the story The Gift of the Magi. Okay, for the first is plot. Plot is artistic arrangement or a design of event in a story. This story have chronological plot. Literally, plot of story consists of exposition, complication, rising action, climax, falling action, and resolution. In The Gift of the Magi, the exposition happens when the main characters introduced. There was a woman named Della. She was counting her money and realized that it was not enough to buy a present for Jim, her husband. She felt really sad that the next day would be Christmas and she still didn't know what to do. After exposition, the story goes on to rising action. It happens when Della was totally in deep confusion about what she could do. She only got $1.87, and it would never be enough for such a great present. Suddenly, she remembers that she has long brown hair. She immediately went out of her house and searched for any store that would buy her hair. She suddenly stopped since she read a sign, Meme Safrani, hair goods of all kinds. Madame Safrani, as the owner, paid $20 for Della's hair. After Della got the money, she went to a store where she finally found the right present for Jim. It was a simple platinum fob chain, and she thought it would be perfect for Jim's watch. Della bought it for $21. And then, the rising action always leads the story to the climax. The climax in the story happens when Jim finally went home from work. Seeing his wife's hair cut off, he suddenly just stands still at his place without being angry, surprised, or disapproval. So the climax goes down to the falling action. The falling action in this story is when Jim took out a package from his coat and spoke to Della. She opened the package and cried hysterically. It was a sight of comb made of pure tortoise shell with jeweled rims. It was all that she had dreamed for a long time. After that, Della gave Jim the chain that she bought and asked him to try it on his watch. However, Jim didn't obey that. He threw himself on a couch and smiled. He told Della that he had sold his watch to buy the comb set for Della. The ending of the story can be considered as a resolution since Jim and Della were happy in the end. Jim finally told his wife to put the presents away for a while and said that they were too nice to be just a present. Okay, for the next is character and characterization. In this story, there are three characters, Della, Jim, and Madame Safrani. Okay, for the first is Della. Della is considered to be the major character since she is the one who appears from the beginning until the end of the story. Della is described as young, affectionate, selfless, and somewhat hysterical. She cares deeply for Jim. Meanwhile, Jim can be also said that he is the major character as he is another person who has a relationship with Della. He is described as content, quiet, and good-natured. He loves Della very much. Besides, there is actually one minor character. She is Madame Safrani. She is described as large, too white, chilly, and her manner with Della is brusque and to the point. She have a rude attitude and materialistic. Okay, the next is the purpose of this story. This story is to show that material possessions are not as important as true love. Even though Della and Jim each have just one valuable material possession, her beautiful hair and his watch, they both are willing to part with that possession to put something for other. They do that because they love each other and want to give the best thing for each other. For the next is the author. The author of this story is William Sidney Porter, or O. Henry. William Sidney Porter was born on September 11, 1862 and passed away in June 5, 1910. Better known his pen name O. Henry. He is an American short story writer. Porter was born in Greensboro, North Carolina. While he was in New York, Porter's most intensive writing period occurred, with Porter writing about 381 short stories. Porter's work include The Gift of the Magi, The Duplicity of Her Graves, and The Ransom of Red Chief. His stories are known for their surprise endings and weighty narration. Porter also wrote poetry and nonfiction. The next is role the author in the real life. The Gift of the Magi, penned by American short story writer O. Henry, is one of the most beautifully written short stories in the world. It has been adapted into several films and has become a part of many short story anthologies. The Gift of the Magi is very unusual and surprisingly story central to a Christmas theme. O. Henry, also known as William Sidney Porter, published this short story in 1905. Therefore, the short story is considered part of the realism and naturalism literary period of American history. Like almost all of O. Henry's short stories, this story has beautiful and clever twists in the end, which brings out O. Henry's genius and narrative skill. He compares the gifts that the Magi or the three wise men of the East brought to the baby Jesus in the manger to the gifts Della and Jim give each other on a rather dismal winter Christmas Eve. Although the Magi choose their gifts wisely, they gave their gifts out of their plenty without sacrificing much. In comparison, there was a deep sense of sacrifice and most important love in the gifts bought on Christmas Eve by Della and Jim. The 6th of January is celebrated in most Christian countries as the Epiphany of the Lord Jesus, the day when the three Magi or wise men from the East travel a great distance to ratify Lord Jesus' love for humankind by offering their symbolic spiritual gifts. However, if we have people like Della and Jim in our midst, they are better Magi than the three wise men because of the love they share in the gifts. Okay guys, the next part will deliver by my partner Dini Hakiki.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Dini Hakiki. Saya akan melanjutkan penjelasan dari Mbak Fitri. Dari cerita The Gift of Magi yang setelah kita analisis, tujuan atau sasaran pembaca dari cerita ini adalah teenager atau seseorang yang sudah berumur adult atau seseorang yang sedang mengalami jatuh cinta, atau bisa juga saya katakan kalau cerita ini suitable for all age atau bisa untuk semua usia. Kenapa saya bilang begitu? Karena ketika kalian baca cerita ini, it give a new perspective of love, new perspective that material possession are not important as true love. Tapi bisa juga kenapa bisa semua usia, karena di cerita ini juga mengajarkan tentang kebijakan. Ada banyak pesan moral yang bagus dalam cerita ini. Significance of the study. Ketika when someone read this story, they will find the meaning of that selflessness and love. Tidak egois itu bagus, dan the greatest gift. The greatest gift of this story are love and sacrifice atau pengorbanan yang ada untuk seseorang yang kita cintai. The story, in the end of the story, the gift that given is compared to the gift of the Magi. Terus siapa itu Magi? Magi itu 3 orang bijaksana yang dikatakan seseorang yang membelikan hadiah untuk Yesus, hadiah Natal untuk Yesus. Walaupun dikatakan mereka memberikan hadiah untuk baby Jesus, the Son of the God, tapi hadiah tersebut bukanlah sesuatu yang mewah. Tapi makanya cerita ini menimbulkan sebuah kebijaksanaan, seperti the cloud, a metal is a symbol, earthly kingship, frankincense and incense is a symbol of godliness, and myrrh and embalming oil is a symbol of death. Terus walaupun also the gift intended for the Son of God, but it has no special, it's not expensive but has special meaning. And yang membuat spesial itu karena ketulusan 3 orang bijaksana tersebut memberikan hadiah kepada baby Jesus. Terus isu relevant to this story. Dewasa ini, the gift of the Magi relates to the society, lebih ke sosial, karena it shows that love trump materialism, tentang cinta dan material. This is particularly important because the new society, dewasa ini, sosial yang berkembang di dunia sosial kita lebih ke materialistik dibandingkan dengan saat cerita itu, set yang ada di cerita tersebut, atau keadaan ketika si penulis ini membuat cerita tersebut. Terus the way of author write the story. Di sini penulis menuliskan cerita tersebut dengan ada sedikit hiperbolis, terus dengan menggunakan beberapa metafor. Ada juga ironi yang terjadi di cerita tersebut. Karena kenapa kita sebut ironi, karena di cerita tersebut Delia menjual rambutnya untuk membelikan rantai jam tangan emas untuk suaminya Jim. Tapi terus Jim menjual jam tangan emasnya untuk memberikan memberikan hadiah kepada Delia. Tapi pada akhirnya hadiah tersebut tidak berguna karena sisir yang diberikan tidak bisa dipakai karena rambut Delia sudah dipotong, dijual untuk memberikan hadiah pada Jim. Tapi terus ada sedikit humor karena ketika Jim dan Delia menyadari bahwa hadiah yang mereka berikan tidak terlalu berguna, useless, karena rambut sudah dipotong, sisir jadi tidak berguna, dan rantai jam karena jamnya sudah dijual tidak bisa dipakai lagi. Jim hanya tertawa karena mereka hanya ingin memberikan hadiah terbaik untuk seseorang yang mereka cintai, walaupun pada akhirnya hal tersebut tidak terlalu berguna. Tapi sebenarnya dari cerita ini kita bisa mengambil pelajaran, materi atau sesuatu materi itu tidak lebih berharga dari ketulusan atau ketulusan dan cinta yang kita berikan kepada seseorang. Dan terus special figur spesial dari cerita ini ada Delia. Kenapa Delia? Soalnya cerita ini ditulis dari sudut pandang Delia. Delia itu dari awal cerita Delia ingin memberikan hadiah kepada suaminya, tapi ternyata karena terlalu mahal dia sedih dan tidak bisa memberikan hadiah. Pada akhirnya dia menjual rambutnya yang berharga. Rambutnya itu kenapa rambut tersebut berharga? Karena rambut itu menyimbolkan kebanggaannya sebagai seorang perempuan. Dan walaupun ketika Delia memberikan hadiah tersebut ternyata hadiahnya tidak berguna lagi, dia tetap optimis. Dan di dalam cerita ini Delia sangat mencintai suaminya Jim. Ketidakegoisan dia dalam memberanikan diri menjual rambutnya itu patut diacungi jempol. Terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.